But the thing is, we can also replace nouns. You can replace any noun. For example, I see it. Hello and welcome to Promenade Française. Today is a very exciting video. After learning for like the last 2 months, we have finally found a place to put the nouns. We learned personal pronouns, we learned like 5 verbs, and in the last video, we learned 35 nouns. And I think the most interesting part, first, you need to know where we are. Jump onto the website promenadefrancaise.com, jump into the blog section, major milestone, time to review part 1. You'll see a Google Doc, exercise 5A. You're going to see that the 4th hyperlink will send you down to page, 8 or 9. It's called Observations and Conversations. And in the past 2 videos, we covered the review of direct object pronouns. That's part 1. When you click the review button, there's an exercise there. And then in the last video, we learned 35 nouns. So that brings us to grammar focus, part number 3. It says focus on constructing sentences using voir and entendre with direct object pronouns. The interesting thing is that we've been learning direct object pronouns in the form of a personal pronoun. For example, I see him, or he sees him, she sees her. The him and the her, that's the direct object. We can also replace nouns. You can replace any noun. For example, I see it, I see them. We're going to use this idea in the activity. Let's take a quick look down at the table. In the table, you can see in the column, in the first column, we have the subject personal pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, vous, nous, elles. And then in the columns, we have, well, this is where we're going to put the nouns and the personal pronouns in the object position. We got singular, plural. So singular, we got A, B. The difference between A and B is this idea of I see noun, that's A, compared to I see personal pronoun. That's we replace the noun with the personal pronoun. And then I see the plural personal pronouns. So how does it work? Let's look at the first row. It says je vois l'ami. I see the friend. Then we replace ami with le. I see him. Je le vois. Or I see the friends. Je vois les amis. I see them. Je les vois. So this is nothing new. And I think the part that's going to be new is when we change the noun to a place or a thing. Also, we got these j'entends, I hear l'ami, I hear the friend. Je l'entends, I hear him. J'entends les amis, I hear the friends. Je les entends, I hear them. That's the table. Now, how do we use the table? It says activity. Copy and paste the nouns that you want to focus on into ChatGPT and then ask it to give you some of the words randomly and then pick 1 or more letters between A and D and also 1 or more letters between 2 and 7. Then answer or write out all the answers using the noun as it would appear in the sentence with the conjugated verb in accordance with the letter, number, coordinate. Say that 5 times fast. For example, so there's basically 2 points. A, it's you conjugate the verb and then you add the noun. And B is you conjugate using the verb and then you replace the noun with a personal pronoun. I'm going to paste all this into ChatGPT. If you go down to the section, it says underneath the table, it says answer sheet link. So the answer sheet, that's what I'm going to go into in the next video. We're going to go through that whole answer sheet. But if you want just a list of words, then go down to page 6, 7 in that answer sheet. You're going to get all the words, all the nouns, all 35 of the nouns in the masculine and feminine forms, but I removed the le and the la. That way, when ChatGPT gives you the word, then you have to remember if it's masculine or feminine. All right, so I've done that. It says pick 3 of the words randomly, then pick 2 letters between A and D, and also pick 2 numbers between 2 and 7. All right, and then I pasted in all of the words in masculine and feminine. I made 1 list, it looks like. The words it gave me is marché, a market, passant, which is a passerby, and ami, with the feminine ami. The letters are A and B, so they're both singular. The numbers are 3 and 4. That's il, elle, and vous. It could be a challenge for you to remember like how to conjugate in all of the cases. If you go back in the answer sheet to page 5, you can see here, it says il voit, elle voit, il entend, elle entend, vous voyez, vous entendez. Okay, so it's just like A, you add an A. Vous voyez, vous entendez. Okay, so the words are, let's start with the first one, marcher. All right, so this one's really interesting because marcher, il voit le marché. Elle voit le marché. Marcher is a he. Je le vois. Il le voit. Elle le voit. But I can't hear a market, so we'll just move to vous. Vous voyez le marché. Vous le voyez. You see it. That's marcher. Next one is passant. Passant, it shouldn't be too difficult. It's the same as ami, right? Il voit le passant. Elle voit le passant. Il le voit. Elle le voit. Vous voyez le passant. Vous le voyez. We could hear the passerby, so il l'entend, elle l'entend. Il entend le passant. Elle entend le passant. Il l'entend. Elle l'entend. Vous entendez le passant. Vous l'entendez. Vous l'entendez. Yeah. Good. Okay. The last one is ami, the feminine ami. So, il voit l'ami. Elle voit l'ami. Vous voyez l'ami. Next one is il la voit. Il la voit. Vous la voit. Last one is entendre. Il entend l'ami. Elle entend l'ami. Il l'entend. Elle l'entend. Vous entendez l'ami. Vous l'entendez. I'm not quite sure if I got all those correct, because that's just off the top of my head. But you can see that, like, okay, so that's like pretty intense. You know, ChatGPT throws up some random words, and then it tells you to fill in certain spaces of the table, and then you just do your best to fill in the table. Now, if it's too hard for you as a test, then you're going to want to see the next video, because in the next video, we're going to go through the answer sheet, and that is what you're going to need to practice and do all of the different, learn all the different words and learn all the different conjugations and learn all the different personal pronouns and learn all the nouns and learn all the genders of the nouns and really start to make some progress with the French language.